Let's get into it. It begins without warning. Strange, slug-like creatures emerge from the ocean and crawl silently into the city. They move in the dark, seeking one thing, a human host. They're called parasites, and their method of entry is as simple as it is horrifying. They go in through the ear. A sleeping man never feels the thing. The parasite slides in, travels to the brain, and takes complete control of the body. Within moments, the man's eyes go crooked. His movements become wrong, mechanical, puppet-like. He walks to his wife. His face opens up. Where his mouth used to be, something much worse unfolds. A teenager named Shinichi is asleep with his headphones in, music playing. A parasite enters his room. It tries his ear. Blocked, headphones are in the way. It tries his nose. Shinichi wakes up, feels something crawling, and yanks it away in a panic. But the creature recovers and lunges at his hand, biting in and burrowing under the skin. Shinichi watches in horror as it moves up his arm, heading for his brain. He grabs a rope and ties it tight around his upper arm, cutting it off. The parasite is trapped in his hand, and it cannot go further. Shinichi screams. His mother rushes in, but by the time she checks his hand, the creature has gone still, invisible, hiding inside the tissue. She thinks he's joking and goes back to bed. Shinichi lies awake, staring at his hand. Something is living inside it. The next morning, Shinichi notices his right hand behaving strangely. It moves on its own. At breakfast, it twitches. On the way to school, it reaches out and, mortifyingly, grabs his girlfriend Satomi's private area without his permission. Satomi storms off. Shinichi has no explanation. In class, his eraser rolls off the desk. Before he can lean down to pick it up, his hand stretches, elongates several inches, and retrieves it on its own. Shinichi stares at it in disbelief. During basketball, he makes an impossible shot from halfway across the court without even aiming. Something is changing him. That night, while researching online, an eye sprouts from his hand and stares at him. When he notices it, the eye retreats. He grabs a knife, ready to cut it out, and his hand transforms into a massive snake to scare him off. Then it shifts into a small creature, sitting calmly on his wrist. Shinichi asks, "Who are you?" The creature echoes his words back, learning, testing. Then it answers, "I ate your hand." Its name, or the name Shinichi gives it, is Migi, which means right in Japanese. The next morning, Shinichi wakes to find Migi reading through his textbooks and browsing the internet. In a single night, it has absorbed enormous amounts of human knowledge. Shinichi threatens to have his hand surgically removed. Migi is calm. "If you cut me off, you lose the hand. You know you won't do that." Then Migi explains the situation clearly. It tried to reach Shinichi's brain, but got blocked. Now it lives in his hand, connected but limited. Since Shinichi's body feeds Migi, Migi has no reason to hurt him. Their survival is linked. "If you die, I die," Migi says simply. At school, Migi absorbs everything: textbooks, fighting techniques observed from a nearby karate class, art techniques while Shinichi paints. In one afternoon, it learns to draw a stunning portrait of Satomi using Shinichi's hand. Satomi is amazed. She forgives him. But Migi has a warning. It can sense another parasite nearby. Migi pulls Shinichi into a restaurant, drawn by a signal only it can sense. A man sits alone at a corner table. He looks normal until he turns. His face splits open. Too many eyes, too many teeth. A body on the floor in front of him tells the story of what he just ate. The man looks at Shinichi. He can sense Migi. He offers Shinichi a piece of human flesh. Shinichi refuses. The parasite immediately understands. This one is different. The parasite hasn't taken the brain. It's stuck in the hand. The human is still in control. He decides Shinichi is a threat. He needs to be eliminated. Before he can act, Migi strikes first. Using fighting moves it studied at school that same afternoon, Migi severs the parasite's head in one clean motion. Shinichi runs. When the coast is clear, he realizes Migi just saved his life. The killings make the news. People are disappearing across the city. Police have no leads. The public has no idea that walking among them are humans whose brains have been replaced by alien predators, using the bodies as suits, hunting at will. Shinichi tries to reason with Migi. Tell the other parasites to stop killing people. Migi's response is matter of fact. You eat vegetables and animals. We eat humans. Where exactly is the moral difference? Shinichi has no answer for that. Migi adds, I don't eat humans anyway. Your food sustains me. I have no reason to hunt. Shinichi begins to accept the reality of his situation, and slowly the two of them settle into a strange, grudging partnership. They bicker, they test each other, and gradually they become something neither expected. Friends at school the next day, Migi picks up another signal. It's the homeroom teacher. Shinichi locks eyes with her across the classroom. She looks back, and the recognition is instant. She knows about Migi. He knows about her. After class, she pulls him aside. Don't be afraid. I'm not here to hurt anyone. I came to study humans, to understand how to live among you. She introduces him to two others, a high school student and a police officer, both hosting parasites. The three of them form a small group, sharing intelligence to stay hidden in human society. She wants Shinichi to join. He refuses. She doesn't push it, but makes one thing clear. Don't expose us. If you do, none of us will let you walk away. As they leave, the police officer gives Shinichi a long, cold look. Migi quietly warns him, the teacher's parasite is remarkably calm. I've never sensed anything like it. But the cop, be careful of the cop. On his way home, the cop appears. He's figured out that Shinichi killed the parasite in the restaurant. That's not something he can let go unpunished. He attacks without warning. Migi blocks it. The fight is vicious, faster and more brutal than anything Shinichi has seen. Migi holds its own, but the cop is stronger than expected. Shinichi makes a decision. He grabs a metal rod and drives it through the cop's stomach. The human body starts to bleed. The parasite weakens as the host loses blood. The cop collapses. Shinichi and Migi walk away, but the parasite inside the cop isn't done. As its host body fails, it evacuates, leaving the cop's body and entering the first human it can find. Shinichi's mother is passing through the same street. She pauses. Something enters her, and when she turns to walk home, her eyes are wrong. Shinichi arrives home not knowing any of this. Migi suddenly warns him that parasite is approaching. It's coming from this direction. His mother walks through the front door. Her movements are off. Her expression is empty. Migi knows immediately. The cop's parasite is inside his mother's body. Migi wants to attack. Shinichi refuses. His voice breaks. That's my mother. Then his mother transforms. Her chest opens into a blade and drives it directly through Shinichi's heart. He collapses. His vision goes dark. Migi does something it has never done before. It leaves the hand, travels through Shinichi's body, and fills the wound, using its own cellular mass to repair the destroyed heart tissue. Hours pass. Shinichi opens his eyes on the floor. He checks his chest. No wound, no scar. Migi explains quietly from the hand. I left some of my cells inside you. Your heart is repaired. You'll live. But Shinichi isn't relieved. He's devastated. His mother was the only person he had left in this world. And now she's gone, replaced by the same thing that killed her. He sits alone on the floor and grieves. Then, slowly, something hardens inside him. Migi's cells inside Shinichi's body have changed him. The quiet, nervous teenager who used to flinch at everything has been replaced by someone colder, faster, sharper. His senses are heightened. His reflexes are inhuman. And the grief has become something else, a focused, burning need to find the parasite wearing his mother's face. He searches the city, but there's something bigger happening now. A politician is running for mayor of the city. At a public rally, Migi quietly confirms what Shinichi suspected. The politician is a parasite. If he wins the election, the entire city will be under parasite control. He wins. The teacher has arranged for the parasite student, one of her group, to transfer into Shinichi's school. His job, watch Shinichi. It almost works, until a girl pulls a hair from the student's head as a joke. The hair writhes on its own like a living thing. Every girl in the room goes still. They know. The parasite student panics. His face opens. He attacks. Girls run screaming. Shinichi sprints toward the sound. In the chaos, Satomi grabs bottles of chemicals and hurls them directly into the creature's face. It burns and goes berserk, tearing through the room. By the time Shinichi arrives, girls are down. The parasite is going after Satomi. Shinichi tackles it. The teacher appears above. She sees what her companion has done. The exposure. The collateral damage. It's all wrong. She throws a bomb and walks away. Shinichi grabs Satomi and jumps through the window from the 3rd floor. The blast goes off above them. They land. Shinichi is completely unhurt. Satomi stares at him. She was there for the jump. She was there for the fight. She knows now. The parasite student survives the blast. Shinichi tracks him to the roof of the school, takes aim using Migi as a bow, and puts him down. Shinichi confronts the teacher. The cop, Parasyte, the one I killed, where would it have gone? The teacher tells him to drop it. It took my mother's body. A pause. She gives him an address. Shinichi goes alone. He finds her in an empty space, his mother standing still, eyes hollow of everything he remembers. The fight begins. Migi warns him that it's almost time to sleep. It's been exhausted since repairing his heart. It creates a blade on his hand and goes dormant. Shinichi fights his mother alone. And then, in the middle of the battle, something happens. The parasite loses its grip for just a moment. His mother's eyes clear. She looks at him the way she used to. She recognizes him. Her hand reaches out and blocks the parasite's strike before it can kill her son. Her hand bleeds. The human body weakens. The parasite weakens with it. And Shinichi, with tears on his face and his hand shaking, drives the blade forward. His mother falls. He killed the parasite. He couldn't save her. He stands there for a long time in the quiet. The new parasite mayor wastes no time. He assembles a council of parasites at City Hall, dozens of them. He announces the plan openly. It's time to eliminate the human population and claim the city entirely. The teacher pushes back. She's changed since giving birth. Her child is human, and motherhood has given her something she didn't have before: empathy. Shinichi and Migi are proof that coexistence is possible, she argues. They are the only pair, human and parasite, living together. They matter. The mayor isn't interested in coexistence. He sends a private contract to the most dangerous parasite in the city, a single human host carrying 5 parasites simultaneously, an entity of terrifying capability. Kill the boy. Meanwhile, the teacher has been having Shinichi watched. Her agent, a private investigator named Kuramori, has been photographing him and Migi for weeks. When Kuramori brings her the photos, he suggests going to the police. She refuses. He doesn't understand why. He's starting to have feelings for her. He doesn't know what she is. The police, meanwhile, have been doing their own investigation. They've discovered that parasites can be identified by a simple test: pull a hair from the host's head. If the strand moves on its own, the person is infected. They broadcast this on television. The entire city now knows how to check. They also bring in a specialist, a contract killer with an unusual gift. He can sense parasites by sight, detecting something subtly wrong in their eyes and movements. He's brought to the police station and shown a lineup of suspects. He identifies each one correctly. Then Shinichi is placed in front of him. The killer hesitates. Something is off about the boy, but not fully parasite. The combination of Migi and the cells Migi left behind creates a signature he can't classify. He calls Shinichi human. Shinichi is released. Shinichi spots Kuramori following him on the way home. He grabs him and demands answers. When Kuramori names the teacher, Shinichi leads him to her. With a recorder running, he plays the recording back to Kuramori, the teacher's own voice, confirming everything. Your city's mayor is a parasite. The woman you've been working for is a parasite. Walk away from all of this. Kuramori won't walk away. He's furious. He plants a hidden microphone under the mayor's desk. The mayor finds it within hours. 2 parasites are sent to Kuramori's home. He isn't there. His daughter is. When Kuramori returns to find her, he loses everything that was left in him. He blames the teacher. He takes her infant son and waits for her at a bridge. Shinichi arrives at the bridge at the same time as the teacher. A crowd gathers. Police surround the area. Kuramori holds the baby over the edge. Both Shinichi and the teacher plead with him. The teacher, who has protected her identity for years, who has survived by staying invisible, steps forward and reveals her true form to save her child. She takes the bullets, multiple rounds. She shields the baby with her body absorbing every shot. She makes her way to Shinichi with her last strength. She places the infant in his arms. Raise him like a normal human child. She falls. The 5-parasite creature finds Shinichi. It's like nothing they've faced before. Where other parasites rely on one set of abilities, this thing has 5 working in coordination. Offense, defense, regeneration, prediction, recovery. Shinichi tries a direct attack. Blocked. Migi tries an ambush. Deflected. They're overwhelmed. Migi makes a call. Separate. If we stay together, it tracks us by my signal. Split up, then hit it from 2 sides. They divide. The creature follows Migi's signal and walks into an ambush. Shinichi attacking from behind while Migi strikes from the front. It still isn't enough. The creature catches Shinichi and hurls him aside. Then it turns to Migi. Run, Migi tells Shinichi. I'll hold it, you go. I'm not leaving you. If you stay, we both die. Go. Shinichi runs. Migi fights alone, and Migi loses. Shinichi reaches Satomi's house, wounded and barely conscious. She takes care of him through the night. In the morning, he wakes up and feels something familiar stir in his hand. Migi. Before it died, Migi had left traces of its cells inside Shinichi's body from when it repaired his heart. Those cells have been slowly regenerating. Migi is rebuilding itself from the inside out. It's back. But Shinichi knows what this means. The 5-parasite creature will be able to track his signal again. He can't stay. Satomi isn't safe. He says goodbye and walks out. The creature is already there, waiting outside. Shinichi leads it to an industrial waste facility, a factory where garbage is incinerated. The creature follows. Inside, they fight again. The outcome looks the same. Shinichi is outmatched. He grabs a metal rod off the floor and rams it into the creature's torso. Nothing. The creature barely flinches. Then Migi tells him to look closer. The rod is coated in industrial chemicals. Inside the creature's body, all 5 parasites can detect the contamination, and one by one they abandon ship, evacuating from the host to avoid the toxin. The combined organism falls apart. 5 individual parasites separate into the air. The last one, the core, the most dangerous, the one that held them all together, remains exposed. Shinichi picks it up and throws it into the incinerator. It burns. It's over. In the weeks that follow, the police, working with Shinichi's information, systematically eliminate the remaining parasites across the city. The mayor is shot. City Hall is cleared. The scanner technology spreads. One by one, the parasites fall. Life begins to return to normal. And then Migi tells Shinichi something he wasn't expecting. It's done. All of them are gone. Which means it's time for me to go. Shinichi stares at his hand. You'll get your arm back. You'll have a normal life again. Don't, Shinichi says. I've been a burden long enough. And without ceremony, without drama, Migi goes still. The hand is just a hand again. Shinichi stands alone on the street and cries. Life settles. Shinichi and Satomi are together. Things are quiet. Then, one day, the contract killer, the one who can sense parasites, spots Shinichi. The residual cells from Migi inside his body still register as slightly abnormal. The killer is convinced the threat isn't gone. He grabs Satomi. He holds her over the edge of a building. Shinichi tells him Migi is gone. The killer doesn't believe him. He lets go. Satomi falls. Shinichi lunges, reaches, and misses. She drops away from him. He closes his eyes. He thinks of every moment. His mother, the teacher, Migi, and then he hears a voice. Migi's voice. His eyes open. He's caught her. His hand, Migi's hand, has her. He pulls her up to safety. He looks at his palm. Something moves beneath the skin. Just for a moment. Migi was never fully gone. It had simply been sleeping. On the surface, it's a body horror thriller about alien creatures taking over human bodies. But underneath, it's really about what makes us human in the first place, and whether something born without empathy can learn it. Migi started as a parasite. Cold, logical, self-interested. It didn't care about Shinichi. It just needed him alive. But somewhere between the fights and the late nights and watching Shinichi grieve his mother, something changed. Something that shouldn't have been possible for a creature with no heart. It came back for him. That's the whole story, really. If this breakdown hit right, drop a like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you catch the next one. And tell me in the comments, do you think Migi actually developed feelings, or was it always just survival instinct?